What is the central theme of A Passage to India?
The central theme of A Passage to India is the difficulty of achieving understanding and friendship between the British colonizers and the Indian people under the colonial system.
Where is the novel set?
The novel is set in British-controlled India, mainly in the fictional town of Chandrapur.
Who is the protagonist of A Passage to India?
Dr. Aziz, a young Indian Muslim physician, is the protagonist.
Who is Adela Quested?
Adela Quested is a young English woman who travels to India to decide whether she wants to marry Ronnie Heaslop, the city magistrate.
Why does Mrs. Moore come to India?
Mrs. Moore comes to India to visit her son, Ronnie Heaslop, and explore the country.
What role does Ronnie Heaslop play in the novel?
Ronnie Heaslop is the British magistrate of Chandrapur and Mrs. Moore's son, who represents the colonial authority.
What is the Marabar Caves incident?
The Marabar Caves incident occurs when Adela accuses Dr. Aziz of attacking her during a visit to the caves, although she later retracts the accusation.
What do the Marabar Caves symbolize?
The Marabar Caves symbolize the mystery and unknowability of India, as well as the cultural misunderstandings between the British and Indians.
Who is Cyril Fielding?
Cyril Fielding is the principal of a local government college in Chandrapur and a friend of Dr. Aziz.
How does Dr. Aziz feel about the British?
Initially, Dr. Aziz is friendly toward the British, but after the false accusation, he becomes distrustful and resentful of them.
Who is Professor Godbole?
Professor Godbole is a Hindu teacher and a mystic who represents Indian spiritualism and detachment.
How does Adela's character change after the trial?
Adela becomes more introspective and remorseful after the trial, realizing the consequences of her false accusation.
What role does religion play in the novel?
Religion plays a significant role, highlighting the differences and tensions between Hindus, Muslims, and the British Christians.
What is the outcome of Dr. Aziz's trial?
Dr. Aziz is acquitted after Adela retracts her accusation in court, admitting that she was mistaken.
What is the significance of the friendship between Fielding and Dr. Aziz?
The friendship between Fielding and Dr. Aziz represents the possibility of cross-cultural understanding, though it is strained by colonial tensions.
How does the novel portray British colonialism?
The novel portrays British colonialism as oppressive, unjust, and based on racial and cultural superiority.
What is the role of nature in the novel?
Nature, especially the Marabar Caves, plays a symbolic role, representing the vastness and mystery of India, as well as the breakdown of communication between cultures.
What does Professor Godbole's character represent?
Professor Godbole represents Hindu mysticism, spiritual detachment, and the idea that India cannot be fully understood by outsiders.
How does Forster use symbolism in A Passage to India?
Forster uses symbolism, such as the Marabar Caves and the echo, to represent the complexity, ambiguity, and impenetrability of Indian culture and the misunderstandings between East and West.
What is the role of friendship in the novel?
Friendship is a central theme, with the novel exploring whether genuine friendships can exist between individuals from different cultures under colonial rule.
What is the role of women in the novel?
Women in the novel, such as Adela and Mrs. Moore, play key roles in challenging and complicating the rigid gender and racial dynamics of colonial society.